McConnell, proof of life. Maybe. Let's put C13 up here on the screen. Here it is. Oh. Here's a photo released yesterday.
Leave this up for a good, but let's take a look at this.
Let's analyze the picture. So here is Senator Mitch McConnell. It's very nice to see his wife by his side after she took
back from China.
Trip to China 2 days after he went to the hospital. I joked that it's like a story out of The Notebook. It's just the love affair that you like to see. Two elderly people separated by continents.
You can feel the passion.
Yeah, you can just feel the passion. What you can see in this photo is bottom left, very strategically places that newspaper. So you could see the modern day newspaper. So when we see Mitch, he's smiling, he's got his glasses, eyes are open. What is that, the left hand there? A lot of bruising there on the left hand, usually indicative of an IV.
Very Trump-looking.
Very Trumpian. We'll all remember the photo of the Queen from like the day before that she died, where she also had a lot of the bruising there. Usually that's where they place an IV. So obviously in a hospital bed, I recognize those types of chairs from my time when my wife was giving birth. So, okay, so that's where Mitch is. He's propped up there on a pillow. Now, let's keep in mind, nothing of him talking, but he does appear to be sentient. Semi or whatever. His eyes are open. That's what we know, and his wife is there by his side. I mean, that's all we can assess from this photo.
Right.
Is that he is alive.
I mean, maybe I don't like. Also, it's the age of AI, and
true.
You accept us just to accept a photo at face value. Like, oh, see the newspaper here. I mean, it's just. It's too much.
It is too much.
And then
it's too much that they have to do this.
Right. And
yeah,
so
if
you actually want a proof of life, all these Republicans are, oh, I talked to Mitch McConnell for 20 minutes. He's great. No worries, no problem. Okay, well then talk to someone who's not a Republican. Like talk to a news reporter.
Yeah, call
one of
CNN.
your many Democratic friends in the Senate. You know, I mean, someone who might have a little more credibility to vouch for what's going on here. And then we get this statement from him. Put C13 up on the screen. I'll read this. It's lengthy. I'm sorry, but let me read this whole thing just so I don't paraphrase in a way that doesn't fully capture all of the sentiments expressed here. To my fellow Kentuckians, and this was put out alongside that photo. When you elected me to 7th term, made me our Commonwealth's longest serving senator, you did so trusting I would keep showing up to fight for you every day. Over the past several weeks, Elaine and I have appreciated both your well wishes and your honest questions about what was keeping me away from the Senate. You all know how folks of my generation often hesitate to share the vulnerability that comes with growing older. Even in the public eye, I feel that same instinct. I can't help it. Keep in mind, guys, he has been gone for a month. We have heard nothing. This is all we've gotten is this one photo and this statement. But at the same time, I've had more than my share of experience with physical vulnerabilities. Surviving childhood polio meant spending my entire life with mobility challenges. This is reminding me very much of the Joe Biden stutter discourse. They haven't exactly gotten easier to manage with age, and last month I took a fall which landed me in the hospital. My doctors confirmed I didn't break any bones or suffer a concussion. I did not have a heart attack or a stroke. I don't have any tumors or hemorrhages, but I was briefly unconscious and was taken to the hospital where receiving excellent care over the past several weeks. I've also had to deal with a mild case of pneumonia. Let me just pause there. He's claiming that a mild fall, that did not cause a concussion, that was not caused by a heart attack or stroke, that he doesn't have any tumors or hemorrhages, but somehow left him unconscious, but didn't cause a concussion, is what led to him being hospitalized for a month. And by the way, they're still not releasing him and letting him go. So what exactly happened with this alleged fall that was so severe that all you can do is put out this photo and have to be in the hospital for a month? Allow me to continue. He says, I can assure you that I've been a good patient. At my age, I tend to do what my doctors tell me to do. I've submitted to every test they can think of to help figure out what caused this incident. I'm continuing to do everything they asked to speed my recovery. In fact, with signs of continued progress, I've been able to move from hospital care to a rehabilitation center where I'll keep regaining my strength. As much as it frustrates me, this process takes time, and on the advice of my doctors, I will not be able to return to the Senate floor to vote quite yet. Rest assured, in the meantime, I'm not taking a break from the Senate business that matters to you. I've been working closely with my legislative staff on current issues, with my Kentucky team who helped me provide timely constituent services across our Commonwealth, blah, blah, blah. You're right to expect your representatives to work hard for you, et cetera, et cetera. I'll keep working hard to get back on the Senate floor as soon as possible. Keep you posted on the progress of my recovery. Until then, so grateful for your prayers and well wishes. This still makes absolutely no sense, Tucker. So if you, no concussion, no stroke, no problem, everything's good, why are you still in the hospital?
Yes.
Why don't we have a video? Why can't you talk to reporters? Like, what is going on here? Why do we just get this one photo with the newspaper?
What is also weird is, remember the EMS call had said cardiac arrest. That's part of the reason a lot of people were like, oh my God, he might be dead. Because Ryan had looked up the stats. It's like, if you have cardiac arrest
and CPR.
And CPR, and they're coming to get you, you're 84 years old at your home, you have like a 2% survival rate. So it does make a little bit more sense now that he didn't suffer a heart attack, at least according to him, he suffered a fall. Now that said, fall is one of the leading causes of death for people who are his age. So it's not uncommon. A lot of hip breaking, and it leads to rapid deterioration. But he's pairing it here with the mild pneumonia. I mean, I feel insane even talking about this. You're 84 years old. This is bonkers. Like, you're 84, you're fallen, you've had multiple incidents where you can't speak on camera.
Freeze
you
up on
decided
camera.
to literally freeze up completely. You're spending weeks if you have to spend spend weeks in the hospital, because of your old age. How can you be a public servant? How could you run again? You know, and he'd say, "Oh, I retired. Sorry, I'm retiring at the end of January." Leave now. Like, you can't. You're not doing your job. Allegedly, you're talking to your staff. You've been multiple weeks here in the hospital. I mean, it's just. Did you end up hearing, by the way, remember that missing congressman? We found out what happened to him.
Oh yeah,
he had depression.
Depression. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And again, look,
months. Oh, and by the way, he is not telling the truth either, because you're not hospitalized for months with depression without something very severe.
Maybe he had a schizophrenic break, which in either case, I'm sorry, you got to go, dude. You can't be taking 3.5 months off work.
You are usually kept, if you are hospitalized with a mental illness for months at a time, it means you are a risk to yourself or others. Right. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely not getting the straight story there, and we're definitely not getting the straight story here. And the reason why people were and still are very much speculating that he, may be not there at all at this point, is that they would want to drag out the process past, I think it's August 3rd, because if he's, out of the Senate or dead before August 3rd, then they have to call a special election. Oh, and then Thomas Massie might run, and that could cause some problems for them, because if he runs as a Republican, he could win the nomination, and then that's another senator that Trump can't control. Or if he runs as an independent, then he could serve as a spoiler. So that was the reason why there would be some motivation to cover up the reality of what is going on here. But look, I mean, we're being lied to. It's in your face. They're not giving the whole story. What he's saying doesn't make sense. And I don't think anyone should be convinced of anything from this photo that they're putting, the singular photo that they are putting out at this point.
The fact that they have to put the photo out is in and of itself, we're in crazy town. When I'm 84, I just fell. Don't worry about it. I'm totally fine, but I've spent here weeks in the hospital.
And need to spend an unspecified amount of time more in the hospital before I'm cleared to. And this was something, did you see Lauren Boebert reacting to that Tom Keene guy?
No,
she was pissed. She was like, she was disgusted. Yeah, awesome. She was absolutely disgusted. She was like, you had to be out for months because you're a little sad. But she made a point. She was like, this job is not that hard. Like, we can roll you in the back door, you cast your vote, and you leave, right? You can make it a lot. You can do a lot more with it. But if you're just doing the bare minimum, it takes you like 10 minutes a day. It's really not that big a deal. You can't do that. You can't do that. That tells you how dire the situation is, that you can't even roll his wheelchair in the back door to cast a vote and roll him back out. He is not in a condition even to do that.
Yeah, I remember reading some book where they used to do that. There was some senator who was basically on his deathbed, and they forced him to come vote, and he never forgave the whippersnapper who forced him to come vote from his deathbed.
Yeah.
Where they had